What is the most porn-like scenario moment you've experienced? My wife initiated sex one time. So did mine. Wish I cold been there to see it. Haha yeah bud, we'll invite you next time she does it. The first time I got a blowjob, the girl I was swallowed, and I thought it was amazing. The next time I got one with a different girl, she pulled my dick out of her mouth just as I was coming, and I busted all over her face. It was even hotter seeing her face covered in my cum. I married her. Worked with a girl whose car broke down. She lived near me, so I offered her a ride home. When we got there she said thanks for the ride. I guess I owe you, so may I? And pointed at my crotch. I said yes, and she took my dick out and blew me. After that we would take our lunch breaks together, and she would blow me in my car every day. No other kind of relationship except every now and then she would hit me up to smoke weed and fuck. I miss her a lot. A few years ago I matched with this woman on OkCupid. She was late 30s, I was 20. I messaged her not really planning on meeting her or ever hooking up, just some good conversation. A few months go by, she asks if I can change her brakes for her. She said she'll pay. I told her I'll do it for free, it only takes 30 minimum. I get the job done and she says, I know you said not to pay you, but I have to repay you somehow. She took her top off and gave me the best blowjob I've had to this day. We hooked up a few times after, and I still jack it to nudes she sent me. Edit, I'm a mechanic, so I did them all the time. This was like 2011, and it was a relatively new Corolla. Plus it was only the front, and it probably took longer. With the right tools you can finish anything in 30 minutes or less. Edit, I was paying half attention when I first wrote this. I then edited and forgot to mention it. IDK, why it matters so much. I thought this was going get buried. I was wrong. True love, man. True love. I have worked construction a long time, and this one goes back at least 12 years now. I had gotten off work early because it was summer, and we did a roof rather quickly and started early that day. I returned home and my then girlfriend was sleeping, or so I thought. I dropped my pants and tool belt and went to the shower. When I walked back from the shower she was waiting for me wearing nothing but my tool belt and a hard hat. It was both hilarious and sexy. I actually find this story to be super cute. When I did pest control, I showed up at a house in the rich part of town to do my bug guy thing. Turns out, the college-age daughter of the homie was having spring break with all of her volleyball teammates that particular day in the massive pool out back. Nothing happened, but a group of bikini-clad college volleyball players did answer the door, and I did get offered a beer. So there's that. This is the most disappointing story I have ever read. This is basically porn for people who want to be depressed. I work for a furniture delivery company and was told to go see what was wrong with this woman's furniture. My partner and I get there, and the house has about 12 guys working on it from the outside. When we find a way inside, I'm greeted by a really cute girl who I learn is from Brazil. She's a gorgeous woman with a cute accent who tries to explain the situation, but her English is just okay. It's a sectional, and turns out the previous guys didn't attach it. Takes me and my guy about 3 minutes to get the job done, all the while me and the Brazilian girl were being very friendly, borderline flirting with each other. I thought nothing of it because it's normal to be friendly when receiving a service. After we finish up I have her sign my paperwork and she says wait. She then grabs my hand and leads me to the basement door. She goes down the steps and I ask should I follow. She says yes. My partner looks at me, I look at him, then he gives me a pat on the shoulder and says I'll be in the truck. I head downstairs thinking she must need something moved because I don't have great luck in this world, being the luckiest thing to happen to me in my adult life. When I get to the dimly lit room she's in there waiting. It's just a bed and a nightstand. Now all my doubt goes out the window. She's looking through the nightstand for what I presumed was a condom, but turned around with two $20 bills and said tip. I'm a personal trainer. One time a client asked me to train her at home after she lost access to her gym. We had a good connection, but she was married and never any flirty vibes. Showed up at her house and she was dressed in a robe and claimed she had just woken up from a nap. When I asked why she had just napped right before a workout instead of after, she looked at me like I was an idiot, then invited me upstairs. She literally walked into her bedroom and I again asked if we were going to work out there. It took her dropping the robe for me to figure it out. Edit. Since I didn't finish the story, we never even made it to the bed, partially because I felt weird about doing it in her actual bedroom. But we did it in her guest room, living room and upstairs loft. It was about 8 months of sexual tension exploding all over a poor unsuspecting house. And no, I didn't charge her for that session. Walking into a convenience store and a great looking lady and her equally hot friend asked me back to their house for a three-way. I had been married for about 3 months and my wife was sitting in the car waiting for me. She said, "What did those girls want?" I said, "Directions." Directions to this dick. The girl I met on Tinder messaged me if I could help her out with her computer problem. I went to her apartment and there was no problem with her PC. She has a virus, dude. I lived with 4 B-girls for a while and we would all end up in bed together sometimes. It was fun and not really planned whenever it happened. I'd be having sex with one and occasionally another girl would wander in the room and join in. Sometimes they'd be in a room and yell for me to come join in. At first it was a big deal, but after a few times it was just normal. Okay, calm down, anime protagonist. I was on a flight from Florida to Ohio one night and a woman across the aisle from me in the last row of a Delta flight flashed me. Then she yelled over the engine whine, "Hey, you didn't tell me how you liked my tits." Without missing a beat I said, "I forget what they look like." She flashed me again, and then we sat next to each other chatting the rest of the flight. Chatting. The cashier at Subway reached over to pull a thread off my shirt. I told her I thought she was gonna grab my tit. I'm a guy. She, "If you let me touch yours, I'll let you touch mine." She blushed really hard and I laughed. But I'm faithful, so I didn't chase it. Wait, who got the 6-inch? Posted on a similar post earlier. Had a Tinder date forget to tell me she squirted, then squirted in my face whilst I was giving her oral. It was shocking. Edit. This is now my popular post. How wonderful. This happened to me through very first time I went down on a girl. Shocking it was. Was on the New York City subway late at night and there was just me and this young couple in our car. After the train started moving again, the dude took his pants off and his girl started giving him a blowjob. Was trying to look away, but every now and then I'd glance over and noticed they would both be staring at me. This is oddly terrifying. It would only be worse if they weren't moaning at all, just staring at you as they go hammer and tongs. I'm unsure if a blank stare or a grin would be creepier though. When I was 18, my buddies and I used to go to a truck stop and let older men pay to blow us through glory holes. As a person, I laughed at this. As a mom of teenagers, I clutch my pearls in horror. Sorry, mom. When I was a cable/internet tech, I had a couple middle-aged ladies leave the room and enter again in a bathrobe or their underwear. Never the type you'd actually want to bang, unfortunate. A girl told me I could do whatever I wanted once. That was pretty cool. When you're married that becomes sweet. I get to watch my show tonight. Was seeing this hot redhead for a few weeks. We went to a concert outdoors. It started to rain, so we ran back to my car and went back to her place. We stripped down and throw our clothes in the dryer and decide to take a shower. Tub as a clawfoot. I pick her up and fuck her against the wall and move the tub off the wall. Afterwards we have towels wrapped around us, small talking in her bedroom, and the tension sexually is still there. So I pull her onto the bed and we go another round. Clothes eventually dry, so we go out and meet a group of her friends for drinks. Come back that night and she goes down on me and I return the favor. And then round 3, Man, she was fun. She got weird though. Ghosted me, moved away, came back like 6 months later, and wanted to meet up like nothing ever occurred. My first ever one night stand was after a college party where we were both very drunk, completely consensual, but when we woke up in the morning she didn't really remember it super well. She remembered that we had sex and all, but didn't fully remember the experience. Her roommate was up getting ready for class, and the girl I was with was like rushing her out of the room, which I found odd. Frankly, I thought I'd be the one getting rushed out. Her roommate leaves, and she gets on top of me. First time I've seen her naked in the light, and goes, "Let's do it again, so I can remember how your dick feels inside me." Never had a girl say anything like that to me before, and honestly not since, I don't think. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like down below, and we'll see you in the next one.